Before the world sees your wins, your soul has to feel your work. It's the reps nobody applauds that produce the wins that do, all through a shifting of your identity into a dominator. This is all done in the dark every single day. So let me be your guide as I welcome you to this episode of the Dark Work Daily. Welcome to Monday. We're back at it this week. Today's conversation is going to be around this idea that you get a goal, you get an idea, right? You're here because you have some aspirations you want to go after. And there's nothing wrong with having a goal. I've heard, I say stupid people say like, goals are dumb. Goals are not dumb. Your framing of a goal is dumb. If people go, if you're setting no goals, you can't fail. You don't feel bad. Maybe you should feel bad. It's okay to feel bad. Like, bad doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. You are bad. It simply means you have a reason to keep going. So I'm going to say we all have goals. It's okay to have goals. You should have them, right? And maybe you've never heard this thought before. I have. Frustrates me. But there's something that happens when I look towards pursuing something that has to do with what my next step should be, or do I give myself, this permission to move? The idea around being a dominator is the whole focus of what we do here. The idea is to have a living, breathing mentality internally that says, I'm going to dominate my day. I'm going to dominate my minute, my 15 minutes, my hour, my month, my year, whatever it is. I want to dominate. And what it means is to exert control, right? To exert control, not over just a situation, but over the weaker version of myself. See, submitters are the opposite of a dominator. They wait for permission to be chosen, to be promoted, to be validated, to be told that they're ready. It never works that way. If you wait for permission, you'll never get it. Dominators, they move first. They get after things. And today's episode's about that. It's about the psychology of what it means to wait or to move. Like, if you're waiting for external approval, it's never going to be something that actually comes to you. You'll be waiting forever. And the wait never ends. It never ends. You're always waiting for someone to give you a sense of purpose, or a sense of appreciation or support. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't happen all the time. In fact, most people, they're not going to validate your idea. They're not going to support your idea. They may love you, but to say, yeah, go chase this crazy thing that I have no proof you can do, people don't give you that. And I know that this is an interesting thing, but the problem is we seek permission from a place that oftentimes we don't even know is in the background. It's an idea called a locus of control. Now, I recently learned about this maybe a year ago, and it's given me a great framing on how the world works, a great perception of how I move forward. A locus of control is the place we seek permission. Now, for example, let's say that I'm a child and I want to go somewhere, but I have my mom and my dad there. If I am worried about going to play in the playground or go outside, well, I would worry about a certain person allowing me to go. That is the locus of control. Mom or dad, hey, mom, can I go? Dad, can I go? That is the locus of control. It's the thing that controls my ability to pursue something, to get permission. As you get older, the locus of control changes. It might mean your social media followers. It might mean your boss. It might be your spouse. It might be your kid. It might be a friend, a colleague. It could be a sibling. Who knows? There's someone whose judgment you fear, whose permission you seek. The problem is your dream doesn't know who that is, and your dream doesn't care. You have to actually give yourself permission. The locus of control needs to be internal, not external. When it's external, what happens is you'll always seek and wait for someone to approve, and very rarely does it happen. And if it does happen, it's to a limit. At a certain point, someone's going to go, hey, it's not working out, you should stop. And you might stop, right? If you tried something for a month, but it might take a year to get there. If you stop, you never get there. But the idea is, if your locus of control is internal, things come to fruition. Like, for me, there was a point in time when I'm just going to go back in time. There's a lot of ways I can frame this, but at one point in time, I wanted to speak. And oftentimes I talk about the idea of wanting to speak and my friends and my wife saying, don't do it. I'm going to go before that. I'm going to go back in time even farther. I wanted to open a gym. My wife said, I don't know. You have no business sense. You've never actually done this before. My best friend in the world's like, dude, just get a job. You're back home, get a job, go to work. What are you doing? Like, just don't open this gym. It's going to be hard. You don't know what you're doing. All your money's going to go into it. There's no guarantee it's successful. It was also 2008, big recession for America. But I did not have an external locus of control. It was internal. I had a belief it was possible for me to pursue something past the pain. I knew I could handle hardship. Now, I wasn't aware of how hard it would get. It would break me. It would get me to the very bottom of my abilities. My psychology of who I was got shaped in ways that I didn't even understand. And honestly, I was fearful, scared. I almost went bankrupt. And a lot of people tell me not to do it. In fact, when I get to a moment 9 months into my first business, looking at an eviction notice from the landlord, looking at bankruptcy, people circled back the wagons. Hey, stop this, man. Take the bankruptcy, move on. Like, it's not going to work. I had $4,000 left to my name. And I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to find some help. The help I found that I trusted was someone that was a $6,000 coach. Now, I didn't have $6,000, but he wasn't dropping his rate. I'm thankfully didn't drop his rate. I found a way to muster the energy up to send him the last pennies I had. The very next week, I doubled it. It wasn't on accident. It's because I had this internal locus of control that said, I trust me. I just need someone to show me the way, show me the path, and I'll run that thing. I won't walk it. I'll run that way. And I did. And I made something happen. I got things moving. 4 months, actually 3 months away, had quadrupled my monthly income, was out of debt, had no issues, was moving smooth. And imagine if I'd have let my locus of control stay external. If I'd have waited for permission from people, for permission from those who aren't the same as me, right? I would never be here. You'd never know me. I'd be tucked away in some job somewhere. And not that there's anything wrong with that by any means, but I wouldn't be me, the man you know, the man I know. And that's the scary thing, the man my kids know. And so the truth is, as we pursue the next level of life, you have to step into this realization that you're not going to get permission. It has to start with you giving yourself permission to be chosen, promoted, validated, to know you're ready. And even if you don't feel ready, do you give yourself permission to get ready, to move into something and figure out the ropes as you're in them? Because that honestly is what it takes. Those who are looking for a safe path, it doesn't exist. There's no safe path to the thing you want. If it was, every single person would walk it. And honestly, these safe paths, they exist. Every single person walks it, and you still don't want to be there. So why chase the permission of somebody who at the end of the day, they're not even usually happy with what they want. They've submitted to the weakness, to the difficulty, the world giving them pressure. I don't want to submit to that. I want to submit to my dream. That's what I want my locus of control to be, what the dream requires of me. The same thing you should actually have if you have something as a big, audacious, crazy goal, because those are the goals that stir your energy, stir your heart, give you a push. You know, when it's a small goal that doesn't have any consequence, no stakes, it's not worthwhile, man. That's why the Super Bowl is so great. The simple, season games, even let's say preseason games, no stakes. Not that crazy to watch. It's like, it's cool. The Super Bowl, oh man, it's crazy. It's coming up this week. It's a big game, a lot of stakes to be the champion of the world for your game. The stakes are high. And the truth is, there's someone that at some point long before that moment, man, they pushed forward and gave themselves permission to pursue a crazy dream. And they're on that field today. Not today, but this weekend. They're going to walk out of that tunnel and look up in the sky and realize they made it. It's not a moment reserved for just one person. It's reserved for anybody willing to do the work to get there. So the question is, who's going to give you permission? If this episode stirred something in you, good. That means there's work to be done. Don't ignore it, because listening is just the beginning. Because real change happens when you engage and you commit. So I invite you to join the Dark Work community inside the Dark Work app, which is where you communicate with amazing people on the same journey as you. You can find it on the App Store and the Google Play Store right now. Step into the conversations that sharpen your habits, strengthen your identity, and keep you locked in to the Dark Work.